The China-ASEAN relations have been viewed as one of the most successful models of multilateral cooperation and regional economic integration across Asia-Pacific, if not the world. To Beijing, it is an iconic showpiece of neighborhood diplomacy rooted in the spirit of amity, sincerity, symbiosis, and inclusivity. From the perspective of the 10-member bloc, China is not only its largest trading partner since 2009, but also the trailblazer in heralding the regional connectivity alongside addressing the development finance gap through the mammoth Belt and Road Initiative, or in short, I call it BRI. Indeed, it has the most number of mechanisms of cooperation with China, accounting for almost 20% of the total collaborative frameworks that ASEAN has with its 11 official dialogue partners. In short, the multidimensionality of the relations marks the China-ASEAN comprehensive strategic partnership that paves way for further multidimensional collaboration. Of the various collaborative frameworks between the Southeast Asian bloc and the second largest economy in the world, the ASEAN-China FTA remains the institutional cornerstone of the economic and trade relations. ASEAN, currently the world's fastest growing trade area, with a sizable GDP of $3.6 trillion US, looks set to have a vast potential of $1 trillion USD by 2030 in its robust digital economy. Yet, digital trade is not the be-all and end-all of Southeast Asia's developmental priorities. As the region is on the threshold of embarking on sustainable development, the China-initiated Global Development Initiative, or GDI, makes a perfect vehicle to foster a new dimension of ASEAN-China cooperation in sustainable development. This goes far beyond mere trade, as is intended in the Free Trade Agreement. It aligns with the UN 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda, parallel to the emerging prospects amid the changing global dynamics and rising aspirations across ASEAN and beyond. Shared challenges calling for regional collective efforts to mitigate are becoming increasingly pressing. While existing development finance gap continues to widen, other exigencies such as poverty, climate change, food insecurity, and cross-border crime are putting the region's agenda for sustainable development to a real acid test. Food security is a pressing concern in point, when ASEAN is not spared from the exigency with more than 60 million people remaining undernourished in the region that is dubbed the most dynamic regional bloc in the world. While the agricultural output in ASEAN is growing increasingly unsustainable to feed the ever-growing population, marine resources from the fishery are facing an unprecedented pace of depletion, precipitated by the escalating unregulated overfishing in the region. Neither is the climate agenda gaining traction, as it is straitjacketed by the bloc's constraints in wherewithal and expertise. The only key to addressing such regional or global woes lies in coordinated efforts and collective wisdom through multilateral collaboration. Indeed, ASEAN is in dire needs of capacity building in establishing its collective food supply chain. Against such a challenging backdrop, all efforts in addressing formidable challenges posed by climate change, as well as agricultural output in the region, are inseparable from technological empowerment. Undeniably, China's prowess fits the bill well in terms of expertise, capital, and skill. ASEAN-China collaboration in enhancing food security through climate resilience development and elevating agricultural output can make a new dimension of cooperation in the domain of non-traditional security concerns. Alongside this, China's commitment to facilitating ASEAN in developing its blue economy sustainably, as was underscored in the ASEAN Leaders' Declaration on Blue Economy, is yet to be harnessed. Both are crucial to feeding the undernourished population, which remains one of the prevailing challenges impacting sustainable development in ASEAN. This is well poised to be a timely response, showcasing the Global Security Initiative, or in short, GSI, in Southeast Asia, where a coherent and coordinated security architecture, notably for addressing non-traditional security concerns, is still conspicuously absent. To many political pundits, the word security is taken as synonymous to military presence, and China has never been a security provider in the region. Through my personal experience in engaging with politicians within and outside our country, the role of a security provider is always judged by its military presence on the foreign soil. Much to my disappointment, many small nations tend to feel contented with and assured of their security by fostering military pacts with major powers. That seems to give them a false sense of security, shielding them from any potential attacks by others. Yet, time and again, the ugly reality has proven otherwise. The weak and vulnerables who play pawns on the geopolitical chessboard would always end up to be the sacrificial lambs at the altar of power play between the big powers. Non-conventional security such as food, energy, and climate insecurities alongside illicit drugs and human trafficking are yet to be taken cognizance in the list of security concerns, much less be ready with a coherent strategy and viable means to mitigate the rising exigencies. In the present context, Beijing is well equipped with sufficient means and platforms to render the China-ASEAN partnership time resilient and relevant. The Belt and Road Initiative sets the stage for reshaping the regional logistical connectivity and enhancing the economic integration through infrastructure development. Yet, the endeavor is not solely economics-driven. The BRI is proven a strategic tool for spearheading the ideal of building a community with shared future, which is way above a mere tool for geopolitical diplomacy. Its enabler's role, manifested in the Prosper Thai Humanity outlook, far exceeds the inclusivity that Prosper Thai neighbor could ever entail. As the China-ASEAN bilateral trade figures are all set to breach the $1 trillion mark very soon, alongside a rising tide of Track 2 diplomacy in the region, the partnership of a community with a shared future remains a good avenue for continuous building of mutual trust, which is crucial to the enduring multi-dimensional collaboration between China and ASEAN amid the changing geopolitical dynamics.